Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth. Doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
So we're going to do a chart today. We're going to do the coin market cap. As you can see on the coin market cap, more scam coins, volume. This is what I was talking about. Volume is not really increasing, but there's a funny fact today. So we've seen today in the last 24 hours, we've seen this 5%, 5.5% currently dump. But look at this volume has started to increase. So it's the complete opposite to what you're seeing, right? So this is what I'm quite fascinated about. I quite do like this. BNB is holding very strong, even though it's down 7%, and I'll show you a few things here just to kind of make sense on what's going on. But yeah, other than that, guys, you know, let's go straight into the chart. And I want to, so yesterday somebody requested a bunch of coins. So I've got those coins set up here, so I'll just show you. So first one they wanted was Theta. Theta, even though we had a little bit of a dump, Theta, as you can see, this is on the hourly, Theta's been holding pretty strong, which is quite good. Also, Theta did try to break above. So a few hours ago, Theta did try to break above. We just need Theta to go back above and hopefully break this particular line here. So if we do see a $13 Theta, we should go back up again. But right now, Theta still has a massive chance of hitting this trend line. And this trend line, as you can see, is sitting around the $7. So 7.39 to we can you know, close to, we can bring it to here. So there's a range of say 730, 750 to 980. So there's a little range there. We can bounce around here a little bit, so just be cautious. But other than that, Theta's holding pretty good as well. Right, next one we can see again held the line. The brother wanted to know about Atom, same again. If you look at the trend line, it's actually bouncing bang on the trend line. It's holding the trend line, which is good, but we do have a long way to go. We need to see a massive percentage. So where we are right now, so we're currently here. If we do, then we have to see a 37% increase for us to go back to this particular zone. And even then, we're not actually out of the wind, out of the wood. We have to pretty much go and beat this, which is actually on the golden zone right now. So I mean, just looking at that, you can see that we are here right now, and we need to get up to approximately here for us, so 61%. So it's a good discount. That's what I'll say. When you see this kind of stuff, it's definitely a big discount, and there's plenty of support. One thing I like about this particular coin, if you look at, compare it to the old one, so this is the old one, right? We do have support, but these are not strong support. The strongest support is around here. You see, this is the strongest support zones, right? These are not the strongest support zone. If we look at it on a 4 hourly, you can see that we actually have barely any support here. We have just a little bit of support, but that's because we just broke above the resistance. We have more resistance than we have support, right? And if you look at Atom, what you see is very strong support here, very strong resistance, but it broke that. And if we go into the 4 hourly, you can see that currently, look, this is strong support. We've got some pretty strong resistance, which we have faced already. So we've attempted it, we've come down, we bounced here, we think we're going to bounce here again. If we break this, then we should shoot straight up here until we see resistance here. So you can see even the charts telling you exactly the same thing. Next one, VET, VeChain. You know, it's a long hold, right? It's one of those coins that you just buy now and just sit on it, because trust me, in 5 years time, VeChain, it will do quite a bit. And it's kind of correlated to BTC. So what you see here, it's got strong support, definitely got loads of strong support on the hourly. It broke below, it follows BTC quite a bit actually. So if you look at the 4 hourly, you can see that, you know, not much resistance, not much anything. So it's just support, but holding that trend line, right? So this is where you need to understand. So this trend line is very important. That's why some of them I'm having to show you on an hourly, because it's much more, you get a bit more data to see where the action's happening. So we see a lot of action here. Let's see where it goes. I haven't put a fib on it. Let's put a fib on it and see what the fib's telling us, right? So if we put a fib on this and we just take it to this level and say, right, what's going on? So we can see, okay, so the resistance we're facing right now is particularly on this particular Fibonacci line. If we can break this fib line, we should be okay. Very small resistance here. These are not thing. If we break this, we can do all right. And the one that we want to, so the candle that we want to go above is coincidentally this one here. As you can see, this particular one here. If we go above this, then I think we should see a nice little trend reversal. If we come down, then we've got plenty of supports here, but you know, it's the worst case scenario, right? Telcoin. Now this one, something a lot of people have mentioned this to me when it was around these prices, right? This is what I'm seeing for Telcoin, right? The coin has been around since apparently February the 18th, right? Or 15th or 13th or whatever. What is this? January. So January 2018, this coin has been around. So it came out on the last, I think it probably had an ICO or something. Apparently they want to be the next money exchange or whatever. So obviously they saw the 2018 dump, came all the way to 2019, dumped all the way down to nothing, kept on carrying on, and then you can see here in 2020 somehow picked up momentum again and started moving up, but really didn't do much, because even in 2020, so you see here it had a little bit of a pump, it went up, and then here it just sat there, right? So we're looking at end of 2020, just sat there. Then somehow in January it decided to pump, and it created loads of support, right? So if someone's buying it, someone kind of believes in it. I don't believe in it, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not buying any. I've told many people, so I'm not buying it. But for if you are seeing quick gains and you want to make some money, it's a risky one, right? Okay, you know, because the project doesn't seem reasonable to me. The project looks more like a scam, but you know, if you're in it for the money, who cares if it's a scam or not, right? I don't know, I'll consider it, but not now. I'm personally staying away. Maybe if I see it come back to one of these zones here, I'll probably pick it up. But I mean, in the short term, it's okay, but then I'm diversified enough, so I wouldn't really bother with this one. But it has some, you know, it looks okay. This is on the daily. Let's have a look on the hourly and see what it's doing. Plenty of support zones, plenty of everything. We saw the dump, so I mean, it's a funny one, right? You know, there's what we're supposed to base it on. You can see here, it's had a few runs, right? It's bounced here, it's bounced here. So I mean, the neckline is literally just here, right? So it's not far off. If we do re-enter this, we might try and push this and go back above, so it might create a new all-time high. But again, I think it's going to be, all of these are, every one of these patterns, as you can see, they're correlated to BTC. So I think much better for us to look at BTC. TLM is a brand new coin. Now TLM, a brand new coin, what you have to notice is this is the launch. So usually this is what happens in a launch, and you get that big dump, and then you get this thing. TLM, I don't think it's time yet for TLM. They're not doing enough marketing. I think they need to do a lot more marketing. I'm kind of invested in it as well. So end of the day, unless I see more marketing, more data, I don't really know what's going to happen. So far, you can see that this is we don't really have a trend line. I'll be honest with you, this is not a trend line, okay, because we've only got 2 points of touch. It's okay, but can't be considered as a stronger trend line. This, however, as you can see, is a stronger trend line, right? So we've got a stronger trend line here. Let me sort this out there, and let me sort this out. Put too much here, yeah. All right, so this is a stronger trend line, as you can see. So on the mini trend line, it hasn't really formed anything, so we're not really sure. This could easily drop down and come below as well, so we're not looking anything positive. I would personally say, if you are in TLM and you're holding or something like this, if you haven't bought it, don't buy any, and if you're holding, just hold on. Don't do anything on it right now. We need to see it go above a certain amount, and specifically if we are going to see, so if I do put a fib, right, this will be hard, because as you can see, this is just pure dump, right? So there's no point looking at this. Yeah, it's just crazy. There's no point. You know what, I'm going to switch this one off. There's no point. Let's do a shorter time frame. I'm going to try a shorter time frame, but again, this is not accurate, guys. This is what I mean. Like, sometimes when you do fibs, they can be subjective, right? But ultimately, if you're looking, again, this one doesn't work either. The point is we need to get above this line at least, right? If we can get above this particular area here, so let me just put one there so you can see the price, this 69, and then if we can push back and then go to this level, that's the only time I think that we'll be back to normal. But other than that, I'll personally be a bit worried. You know, I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to buy any more. I've got plenty I'm holding on to, so just be careful with this one, okay? This is one. Now, Harmony One is doing different things, so Harmony One is a different beast, right? If you're buying it, you're getting it for cheap, just hold on. It is a good coin, and it's doing fantastic stuff. It's been pumping hard as well, especially during the bull run. And if you look carefully, I mean, these data points that we're seeing, and this is on the 4 hourly, these data points we're seeing are very, very good. If I put it on the hourly, you can see how it's constantly creating these mini cycles, and it's constantly battling to try and get above, right? So I think it might just do it. It might just pull it off, right? This is where we need to be. So yeah, if you can see here, this is one of our old lines. This green line is one of our old lines. So let's get rid of this green old line, way back in the days. But currently, as you can see, same difference again. If you just put a trend line, you can see that, you know, pretty much the same thing. I mean, it should have been here, right? This would be the trend line basically. So you see here, it's following the BTC trend kind of. So, you know, this recent dump, it dumped down. Everyone's following BTC. Again, good buy zone. If you haven't bought it, I wouldn't bother. Just wait, because if we collapse all of these supports, then we could easily come back down here. So just hold tight if you're already in it. Now, what is this? Trias. Trias is a new coin. Some people have been talking about it. They've been pumping, a lot of YouTubers and this and that have been pumping it. I haven't done the project analysis, like for example, check the data and the what the project is. So I personally don't know what this is. I'll be honest with you, I haven't checked it yet. But this is the kind of the entire trend line, and so far, even though the market's dumped, the trend line seems to be quite solid. It's on an upward trajectory, so it should go up. Let's have a look and see, you know, where it goes. Just give it time. If you're holding it, then yeah, you're doing a good job. But as you can see, for us to continue the move upwards, we might bounce around these areas, but we definitely need to get above these lines in order for us to continue on the upward trajectory. Next one, BTT. BTT, I told you, I've got sentimental value to BTT, right? But when it comes to making money, that's a different story. BTT is not going to make you too much money, right? It had its little pump, right? It's just the founder, the project founder, I don't know what they're trying to do. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Their usability, their everything, they're just not using the coin. The coin literally pumps from news or, you know, people buying and selling, but I don't see any use for it. Most people are not even using it. This is where the problem is. If BTT, they can figure out how to use BTT, the token for BitTorrent, they will be laughing. This coin has the potential to be because it's got you know, a few decades worth of support behind it, right? You know, BitTorrent, right? One of the biggest file sharing, decentralized file sharing, right? Peer-to-peer file sharing. It's got potential. It's got history behind it. But Justin Sun, the founder, or not the founder, the current owner of it, I don't know what he's doing. Honestly, I just don't have a clue what he's doing. So that's something definitely, you know, they need to work on their marketing strategy. Okay, the next coin we're going to move over to is Ethereum. Ethereum, same again, following BTC as you saw earlier on the coin market cap. BTC drops 5%, Ethereum drops 5%. But Ethereum is actually not doing well in that sense, because, you know, the same thing, like BTC has the power, so whenever it drops, so it's currently holding on the fib line, luckily, so we should be okay. Let's have a look. But if it does collapse, then we can easily go back down to the $2,000 or $2,100 actually, and if we break that, then you can see that the next support line would be here, the previous support. Actually, I don't even need that. I'm going to take this support line off. Actually, give me a second. This support line can go off now. We don't need this support line, right? So what you can see is the supports we've got is around this $2,000, $2,100 you can say, and then the next support will be at 1938. So this is what we've got. So, you know, again, this whole range of price is not off the books. It's definitely there if Ethereum doesn't flip back up and stay on this and move back up. So it needs to currently go above the 2,900 in order for it to be continuous, right? And continue the trend. You know, so we're just gonna have to keep it as it is right now, observe, see what's happening. Also, let's zoom in to see volume, right? So if you look at volume, I just want to show you this, right? So let's just bring this closer. So this is where the dumps happen. You can see the volume, right? Big volume. And then you see here, this candle here, kind of the largest volume. After that, nothing much. So this is where the problem is. You haven't got enough volume kicking in, right? I mean, the bears seem to be in control, totally in control, right? You know, we don't really see, like here, we see up, 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 but we're not really seeing that same thing here. You know what I mean? So seems to be bears in control on everything. So let's leave that, right? Now I'm going to move over, do a little bonus just to show you BNB, how BNB held, right? So remember I said BNB, of course, we climbed all the way up here, we came down, but BNB held support perfectly. BNB held support perfectly to the point where if I put the volume up, you can see, right, you know, these are not many, not much, but it held support, which is very, very important. Worst case scenario, it does drop, then sadly, we've got a 292 on the books. I wouldn't sell anything. Remember, do not sell for loss, just wait for it. But we could easily, if worst case scenario, we could actually see a 292. Next one. Well, actually, let's have a look at the total market cap. So I was looking at the total market cap, and you guys know about this particular chart that I did time back. And pretty fascinating how it's been holding the 200-day. And I'll show you the 200-day. Right, you see, this is the 200, how it's been staying above the 200-day. Now, you probably have heard some people talk about, and I'm going to take these drawings off. Some people talk about a specific thing called the death cross. Sorry, I need to put this back on. A death cross. A death cross is when the 100-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, or the 50-day moving average and the 100-day moving average all come together. So basically this would be a death cross, right? So what they're trying to say is, you know, when we come like this and it happens like this, where the 100-day moving average is below hold on, why am I doing that way? Give me a second. Actually, that's fine. It's below and it comes like this and it crosses over. It's known as a death cross, right? But in reverse, it's also known as a golden cross. Now, obviously, when you have a shorter time frame going below a longer time frame, it is a death cross, right? So a lot of people are worried about that. And I think that's creating some FUD as well. I mean, we've had plenty of death cross. I'll do another video on that just to kind of show you how many times we've had a death cross. And it's not necessarily something that is really, really bad. But I think the amount of momentum and the push that people do, the level of FUD they put in, that's what causes a bigger problem than anything else. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to show you here. This is on a daily. This was also on a daily. Again, this one has the trend line. So you can see we're holding that trend line. This is, where is this? Which one was this? So yeah, sorry, this is on the daily. This is on the daily. So sorry, we're below the 200-day moving average. My bad. We're below the 200-day moving average. This one was another one. My bad. My bad. I was on the wrong one. Where was that? This is total. So sorry, this is total market cap. My bad. This is not the one we were talking about. We were talking about this one. So this one, this is where they're talking about the death cross coming, you know, where these one will come down and meet together. So we could potentially see it somewhere at the end of June or maybe mid-June. We can see this death cross happening until we reverse. So if we can take a candle above this level, then this death cross changes, everything changes. So I don't think we're going to have much of an issue. Let's have a look. I'm still bullish until that time. So, you know, because the thing is, the trend is your friend. And right now we know that we've got a larger trend line. All right, this is the larger trend line, as you can see, and I want to show you. I'm going to show you a little bit more closer. This is the larger trend line, as you can see, and this is a shorter trend line forming right now. But if you look closely, if you look carefully, this is a daily. On the daily, we're actually holding the larger trend line. Just to zoom into you and show you, for example, this is the chart that I've shown you in the group or in the video description. This is the same chart, and you can see that where we are. I've changed the colors a little bit, so ignore that. But this is the. You can see that we've got the short trend line here, the longer trend line here. Now that we've had this kind of a pattern, coincidentally, like not coincidentally, but we have to change some of these lines, these designs, right? We have to change. This trend line needs to change. Also, this trend line may have to change as well. So until then, I'm going to leave it as it is, no point, but I want to show you on a larger time frame. So if we look at the larger time frame, this is the daily. And as you can see on the daily, we did break it, right? So that means, you know, hourly, yeah, momentarily you can dip down, that's not an issue. But on the daily, we did break it. We're currently below this trend line, which is kind of worrisome. So obviously we need to get back onto the line. We found support around this level here. Now we're going to be looking, you know, trying to go back up here. If we do, then we can continue. And also what I said to somebody, I said I'll give them some prices. So I'm just going to give you some BTC prices, guys. I'm not going to do anything else. So I'm going to get rid of this particular price I did the other day. get rid of this. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump onto the 4 hourly because it's going to be a lot more easier for me to find it on the 4 hourly, right? I mean, I'll leave this one there for you. So what I'm going to do, the price target that I'll be giving would be 2 price targets right now. And one is already flashing, but I'll do 2 price targets for you. So worst case scenario, this is, worst case scenario, we could be potentially looking to come around this particular area here. And on a best case scenario, if we do, then worst case, if we are going to come down any further, we could see a lovely little support here. There's a very mini support here that doesn't exist. So this would be the other order. But I could see this coming down and bouncing on this particular line and then moving back up. If it does, the upper band, obviously we don't have the upper band yet because there's a lot more time left, right, for the upper band. But on the lower band, I did mention to somebody, I said on the lower band, we do have this 29,500 in play. So if this carries on the way I think it might, right, then I don't see us going below this area. I think we're going to rebound from here and then move back up again, right? I think that's what's going to happen. However, if the institutions want to get their thing, and if Elon Musk, that tweet I talked about, where he said he misses Bitcoin or he misses the crypto or something, right? He's missing the stock or something. I don't know what he's indicating, right? I don't know. If that is some sort of a cryptic indicator, then it might be like this, and then we're going up, right? So it's just one of those, I'm just like, trying to figure out what does it mean? Was it to do with his Tesla stock, or was it to do with Bitcoin, or was it to do with crypto? What is it? What does that mean that he misses, right? So, he does cryptic messages. For that reason, I'm thinking this is where he wants. And if we do, then you see this becomes our double bottom, right? This is our double bottom. And if it's our double bottom, then we just shoot up, right? That's what we want. And then on the top, obviously, what we're going to need is a double top to confirm that that's the top, right? Until then, we'll be all right. So I think, well, not entirely, we don't really need a double top. But the point is for us right now, we've got all of this data suggesting to us that if we do have any situations, our buy orders, our buy orders should be put around these 2 yellow lines, right? So I'll leave the chart as it is. I won't update it. I won't do nothing. So you can actually see these lines if I'm correct. You should see these lines. And now that we've come to this area, hold on, one other thing I want to do. Let me have a look at the hourly and see what's going on. Okay, so this is where it comes in. So I have to zoom in. You see, on the hourly, it's giving me a different story. On the hourly, so I'm slightly off. You just saw this. I just did this on the video. On the hourly, I'm slightly off, right? This one, I'm on bang on the line. On this one, actually, it should be here. All right, so I hope this kind of helps us. We're looking at the 34,759, and on the lowest point, we're looking at the 33,559. This would be it. So this hourly, I'm getting more data saying that we can do that based on everything else. And the pattern we're looking at, the worst case scenario, remember, is we might smash through this. We might come down here, bounce up. If we can confirm, but stay above this, we're great. If we can't, then we might come down here. And if we do, then we are going to see support around here before we bounce back up again and then move up. So this chart should be valid for the next few days, because I don't think it's going to be over in a few hours. I think this chart is definitely valid for at least another week. So until the next chart update, let's see what happens. But I hope the brother who asked for all the other coins like Theta, Atom, and this and that, I hope this kind of answered your questions, or the charts that you wanted. Right now, I'm going to tell everybody the same thing, guys. If you haven't bought it and you're willing to sacrifice, take the risk, then yeah, fine, you buy it. But if you've bought it, do not sell. Just hold tight unless you've made profit. That's a different story. So you've got to be very, very cautious right now. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to be out of money. You want to keep as money as you can. You don't want to lose money, right? Because a lot of these coins will fail, remember, if anything happens. And remember the greater trend line I've been talking about. So actually, let me adjust the greater trend line as well, because I haven't adjusted it. All right, the greater trend line that we have is this one here, all right, this line here, and it's actually still in, my bad, I always do this, don't I? This one here is actually still in play. So until then, let's see what happens. Right, so I will readjust this line as soon as we got a little bit more data here and I got more points for me to lock the trend line. If I can lock it, then I will definitely put some more. I will move it. Actually, I can probably move it right now. Let me go on the 4 hourly. I might be able to just do it right now. Let me see. Might be. Right, let's have a look. Right, yes, I can. So okay, on the 4 hourly. So here you go on the video. On the 4 hourly, we've just moved it, so we've got ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 points, right? So the greater trend line now has moved, as you can see. All right, we've adjusted it. This is where it's going to be, and so you guys can see, and this is the short-term trend line. So hopefully that makes sense to you. What I'll do is I'll save that. So what happens if you guys go to the video link on the description, you can see it. By the way, remember guys, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm only doing this for educational purposes, and also all my videos are made every single day. I talk to a community. Most of my viewers are dedicated, loyal viewers who I already know, who are in my groups. So I know a lot of people get confused. They come on and they're like, oh, what's this guy and this and that. You have no idea. That's the most important thing, right? Because you need to watch it right from the beginning to actually know who I am, or you have to really know me to know what I am. So these are private videos, mostly personal, as I said. So just keep it that way. And yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. I'm not going to do any drive time videos today. So hope this kind of helps you. Thank you very much. Adios, amigos.